we're often asked how to start working on the marketplace, how to penetrate marketplaces with thousands of successful, experienced sellers. There are many techniques for this, and today I want to talk about one specific technique which we often use and which proves itself very well. We're talking about quick sellers, the items that will run your business forward. We will characterize them, we will show some use cases and additional promotion techniques, how to use quick sellers more effectively. Basically, what are quick sellers? As we define, these are products that will sell, that will be sold quickly. What is the importance of these quick sellers in your store? It's important to understand that every marketplace has some search algorithm behind it. So when you search items on eBay, it will be by default sorted by best match, which means this best match algorithm decides what item should be shown first, should be promoted. It's the same principles like search engine algorithm, the same search engine algorithm are implemented for products in every marketplace. Now, once we think about it, the first thing we take into account that these search algorithms need some measurable parameters. And what can be the measurable parameters? Of course, if we have some item on the marketplace, if we have exactly the same item, one is cheaper than another, so the marketplace will try to push this cheaper item because there is more likely that this item will be sold. But the items are promoted in by two main parameters. Not only by the item characteristics, which is not so simple, especially in jewelry, because there are no standardized items, but also by the seller or the store quality. What can be the measurable parameter of the store quality? If we have two stores, one selling 5 items in a month and the other selling 500 items in a month, and let's assume that both they have the same percentage of positive feedbacks. So if you have two stores, one selling 5 items and the other selling 500 items, it's very simple assumption to do that the store selling 500 items is better. Probably if people buy items from the second store, it's better store. This is why in all marketplaces, in this way or another, it's important to introduce items that will be sold quickly. They will help your store look better in the eyes of the buying person. Another thing that we have to consider, that the buyer, your potential buyer, the most important thing when we try selling on the external marketplaces, not only on any marketplace, your own website or social networks, wherever it is to create trust by the client. Now, when your potential buyer gets into your store, he wants to know your history. Are you experienced on this marketplace? So on one side, we try to understand how search algorithms work, and naturally they prefer stores who sell a lot because these sellers understand what to sell. On the other side, once your potential buyer reaches your store, he wants to know that you know your work, that you're a professional. So if he will reach your store and find that you have sold 3 items until today, it looks a little bit strange. But if he will reach your store and see that you have sold already 500 items, it adds some trust to your store and improves the conversion of the store. So the goal of quick sellers of the items is to create the traffic, to increase the traffic and improve the conversion of the of the potential buyers, of the visitors, into paying customers. And we do it by setting some simple goals. For example, one sale a day. If we have one sale a day in our web store, doesn't matter where it is, even if it's your website. This creates the situation that the traffic continues to arrive, because every search algorithm will actually prefer showing your store. It doesn't matter if it's on eBay, Etsy, Amazon, Sears, or Bonanza, or wherever it is, Rakuten, or it's your website. The same will happen in Google. It will prefer showing your store because there is a lot of traffic. So these quick sellers are products that create this traffic. Now, what can be the use cases? We have summarized several of them. Starting the new shop, the easiest one. Another one, working with your reputation. Imagine the case that you have received some negative feedback on any of the marketplace. To improve your statistics on the marketplace, the quick sellers will do the work quickly. If we have one negative feedback, we will sell 10 quick sellers, have 10 positive feedbacks, and improve our statistics. In many cases, we use quick sellers as gifts. So if we have some case to resolve with our buyer who is not that satisfied with his purchase, or his item did not arrive as he expected in 8 days but arrived in 10 days. These are small items that we can give as a gift, and we don't have to think twice how to handle the situation. We offer some solution to the client. So from the service side, it looks much better when we have some ready solution for every case. Now, another thing is, of course, reaching some specific qualification levels. So if we have a requirement to sell 100 items to reach some top-rated seller or some other title on the marketplace, we can use this quick seller items to get there quickly. What are the characteristics of quick sellers? First of all, it should be relevant to your category. So once you start selling jewelry, we do not recommend use iPhone cases as a quick sellers. Both from the marketplace aspect and also from the buyer aspects. When they see it, your history, you want to show that you are specializing in some very specific niche. It positions you as a professional. Now, when you sell fashion jewelry, it is better that your items will belong to fashion jewelry. If you sell diamond jewelry, there are many solutions to create quick selling items in the diamond jewelry. What are the quick sellers from the price wise? They might be $5 items, $20 items, and $50 items, and later on the later stage also $150 items if you're selling 5,000 items in your store. But at the beginning, remembering the goal that we want to sell one item a day, it will be probably between $5 to $50. We do not recommend using $1 items, as there is a very high chance of getting a penalty because of it's too clear that this sale is being done not for business but for some manipulations, feedback manipulation on the marketplace. Another thing to consider, very important thing, is that the items have to be repeatable. The idea behind is behind it is very simple. We want to create a good history of the item. You can clearly see that on any marketplace there are same items that are positioned first because they were sold for hundreds and sometimes thousands of times. And these items, these items are best sellers, top sellers, and they have this good history, so that the marketplace positions them first in the search result. So we want to have the same result. How can we attain it without too much losses? Because in the beginning we can prefer even to sell quick sellers on the dumping prices. So if we have the $20 item, we can lose few dollars to actually boost this item on the marketplace. To avoid losses, again, we want to use the same history, the same positive history of the item. So the strategy might be put the item, for example, if it's for eBay, put the item for the beginning in a big quantity for sale, put it for $20 price when the item costs actually $20 price, and then after a few sales increase it to 23, 27, 28, 30, and this strategy will allow you to check the marketplace tolerance. You will find exactly the place when on one side you're able to create the constant flow of one deal a day. On the other side, you do not lose, and even you can have a nice revenue on your items, because these established items can be overpriced by sometimes 100%. Another characteristic is quick sellers are items where your buyers can make few mistakes. This is why we do not recommend rings as a quick sellers. For a ring, you can provide the best ring in the world, but it came out that the guy who bought it for his girlfriend didn't know exactly the size. So much better item would be a necklace or a bracelet or earrings. It also means that on one side, quick sellers should have several variations to increase the conversion of the item, but on the other side it shouldn't be too complicated. Just few variations: white gold, yellow gold, and rose gold, or sterling silver or gold plated, or onyx and quartz. In this way we can point the client to the specific items, and we do not have to create too many variations of an item. This goes together with the next stage. Once we have defined our quick sellers and tested it and verified that the marketplace is able to actually purchase in the good amount this specific item, we strongly recommend to send it to fulfillment centers, because you want to be jewelers and not the postman. Your work shouldn't be walking every day to the post office and sending these quick sellers. Your work shouldn't be packing it every day and losing your time into preparation to the post. Another thing, we will discuss fulfillment centers in a separate topic, in a separate video, but here it's important to understand that we want quick sellers to be sold and quickly, and for this we want them to arrive quickly to your buyer. So we want to place these items close to your potential buyer. So if we target United States market, we put in the fulfillment center in United States. If we want to target Australia or United Kingdom, we will put some amount, some stock of quick sellers in these countries. so that once the item is sold, in 1 or 2 or 3 days the client receives it, so he's very happy with his purchase, so he will most probably leave a positive feedback for this purchase. And back to the item characteristics, if we have too many variations of the same item, we have to create physical stock and send it to the fulfillment center. So we'll have to put a very heavy budget for this. How can we find quick sellers? First of all, we have to agree that quick sellers on different stages of your work will be different. We strongly recommend that you will create quick sellers from your collection. For example, if you sell gold jewelry, create silver jewelry. So instead of costing $800, it will cost $50. If you sell items with diamonds, try using semi-precious gemstones, so zirconia. There are many solutions for this, so that you can create items from your collection in the quick sellers price range up to $50. Now, if you specify on unique items and you're not ready to create 50 items or 100 items the same, the solution might be going to existing marketplaces or to B2B marketplaces like Alibaba and buying a stock and having this stock ready and fulfilled by some fulfillment center, like fulfilled by Amazon, e-fulfillment service, there are many of them, so that once the item gets his boost, his trust by the clients, you will be sure you can refulfill the stock. So Amazon top 100, AliExpress top will do the work, so you can buy existing items, find the same items on your target marketplace, and make sure that, that your price will be competitive, or that you're going to actually lose only a few dollars on each sale, because on the end you have to be sure that these items still maybe not too profitable, but you're not losing too much and still get some profit from them. We hope this video is useful for you. So subscribe, comment, ask questions. We will be glad to share from our experience, and most important, do a good business.